I find anything to do with watering succulents to be a somewhat prickly topic. I guess this may be because there's just so much contradictory information floating around. But also, more than one approach can work depending on your climate, weather and other factors affecting how well a succulent grows. I have a small nursery and propagate the great majority of my plants, including thousands of cuttings every year. In this video, I'll talk about what I do and why when it comes to first watering cuttings. Pretty much all of the cuttings I propagate are planted directly into trays filled with succulent potting mix. All of them are also dried for a minimum of 24 hours, so the wound created by cutting them off heals and creates a callus. Callus can be likened to a scab or new skin cells growing over a wound. It is important to let a callus develop to prevent soil and waterborne organisms that can introduce a disease from entering the cutting. After I plant the cuttings, the great majority go outdoors under a 30% shade cloth and are then watered depending on the type. Cuttings from plants that have small leaves and can dry easily, such as Sedum dasyphilum or Crassula pellucida, get watered straight after planting or the next day. From personal experience, even though these cuttings don't have roots or roots are very little, they have the ability to take up water. I've seen a very clear difference between cuttings that were left dry and those that were regularly watered from the start. The small ones can even dry out completely and die if not watered. Chunkier succulents such as most Graptopetalum or Echeveria have more water stored in their leaves and can go without getting watered for a long time. Their cuttings will often send roots even if not planted in potting mix at all. But again, from personal experience, they will grow and establish faster when watered regularly. I start watering a couple of days after putting the cuttings up and then water again when the potting mix looks dry, and repeat. In my opinion, it is a good idea to let the potting mix dry out, as this will minimize the chance of fungal and soil-borne bacteria disease. If these organisms don't have a continuously wet environment, they are unlikely to thrive and infect the cutting. The need for water will largely depend on your climate and local weather. For instance, our climate is mostly warm and dry, and so I have to start watering early and keep watering often. In spring, when I do the majority of propagating, the temperatures can easily hover around 30 degrees Celsius or 86 Fahrenheit. When there's little cloud cover, the potting mix can completely dry out in a few hours after watering. As a result, I will sometimes have to water cuttings every other day. If your climate and weather are a bit cooler, you may not have to worry too much. I usually choose the size of the pot based on the size of the cuttings. Bigger pots will hold more potting mix and water, therefore they will need to be watered less frequently than small pots. One of the products I sell are wholesale trays of 105 mini succulents like this. The succulents I use are grown from either leaf, cuttings or tissue culture. And because these are so little, I'd often water the cuttings I plant here very frequently if it's warm and dry. It can get over 40 degrees Celsius or 104 Fahrenheit easily out here, and when it's that hot, I'd water the small leaved cuttings planted in these trays even twice a day if they're looking too shriveled. I use succulent potting mix for all of my succulents, including cuttings. But there are other products and some can drain a bit too fast, while others can hold on to water for too long. Some people will recommend grit that can drain all of the water before your cutting gets hydrated if it's too hot and the pot is tiny. On the other side of the spectrum, you can also get peat moss-based propagating mediums that can stay a bit soggy for too long. The risk here is the cutting rotting. In my opinion, the best thing to use for cuttings is a succulent potting mix that drains well enough so it's not soggy, but also retains some of the moisture. So to conclude, you can water your cuttings within a day or two of planting. Don't forget to allow the wound to dry out first. I'd then continue watering, allowing the potting mix to dry out between waterings. And that is all for today. I hope this video was useful, and if you'd like to add anything or ask a question, you can do so in the comments below. To learn more about succulents, hit the subscribe button or go to our website succulentgrowingtips.com. Thank you so very much for watching.